Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody, depending on which part of the world you are in. My name is Benjamin, and today we are going to learn. It's been a while that I've been online. It's been a year. It's been a while, long time. And today I decided to come online to more or less share the journey that I've been on and how amazing that journey has been, and the fact that we all need to uplift each other and teach one another where we are coming from and where we are going. Focus, Nanekia. Good morning. I trust you well. Okay, so we are going to this series is for cryptocurrency and DeFi, decentralized finance. I put together this series to share my thoughts, my studies on these new phenomena and how we as youth can make money from it. The world is digital now. The world is going fully digital, and it is up to us to jump on board so that we can make enough money. We can have people emancipate from poverty and from struggle. And the way to go, I surely believe one of the surest or one of the best ways to go is to invest in cryptocurrency. So let me just jump on board. Let me just go straight to the point. So a lot of you might have heard about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. You turn on your TV and there's cryptocurrency and there's Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has done this, and Ethereum and this and that. And you're like, oh, what is this? What is this thing about Bitcoin and this and that? You have very little knowledge of it. And to make matters even worse, because of past incidents that happened, you would feel that, oh, it's a scam, oh, it's fake, it's a scam, it's used for criminal activities, and you wouldn't want to be part of that. Oh, it is bad. When you put your money in it, you will lose your money, and this and that. All that makes a lot of people discouraged. But you should understand that the beginning of everything that is to change the world was met with a lot of criticism and discouragement. When the internet started, who didn't speak? A lot of investors spoke about it. Blockbuster was against it. They didn't even want to buy Netflix. Today, there's no Blockbuster, but there's Netflix. There are a lot of people that fight innovation or fight the incoming of new things. Most of the time find themselves wanting. IBM found themselves wanting with Microsoft. The same with Apple. Was this MySpace found themselves wanting with what do you call it? Facebook. So all these things pretty much let you understand that when you fight new things, you will definitely regret, especially when it comes to digital things. So what is cryptocurrency? Basically, I have some things written down, so I'm going to read a bit, then I'll explain. So cryptocurrency is just like a digital form of cash. So you have cash, you have cedis, you have dollars, you have pounds. That is fiat. Fiat is F-I-A-T. That is paper money. So paper money is what we spend in the world now. As to whether they are valuable or not, that would be another topic for another day. But basically, paper money is what we have that you can go somewhere and show that this is the money you have. So you want what you are buying, the worth of what you have. So you give, if you have let me give an example. So if you have, let's say, 200 cities, if you have, this is fiat. So this is fiat. So if you have 200 cities and you want to maybe buy airports, and the airport is 200 cities, you take this, you give it to the person, and they give you this. So this becomes a tender that you can use to pay for things. Now, the world is going digital and is getting fully digital. This is now not what you are going to use to buy things in the digital world. The digital world also has its form of this, and that form of cash in the digital world is cryptocurrency. So that gives you an idea that if the world is going digital and there is a form of cash that will be used in that world, then you need to have that sort of cash on you. So let's say that you were traveling to UK from Ghana, and it's pounds that they spend. You wouldn't go there with this. I don't have pounds. You will go there with a pound sterling. So you will change this to pound sterling so that you could pretty much stay in the UK and spend there. The same with digital currencies or cryptocurrencies. So you will change this to a cryptocurrency so that you can be able to spend or invest or trade or move around in commerce in the digital world. So basically that is that. The next thing today, I want to just touch on few things before we go deep into it. So the name cryptocurrency comes from two different words. It comes from one, cryptography, and currency. So what's cryptography? So cryptography basically is the advanced mathematical formula and methods that are used to secure funds. So cryptography is advanced level of mathematics that secures the funds. So these funds, because it's in the digital world, it needs its level of security. In the physical world, there are laws, constitution, institutions, organizations that are bigger than you and me that make sure that money is in a particular way legally. So if you print a fake version of this, you could be arrested, you could be jailed. You will be arrested if you are found, and you will be prosecuted and jailed eventually. So in the same way, in the digital world, there are ways that we keep the money secured, and that is through cryptography. So cryptocurrency comes from cryptography and currency. Currency obviously is legal tender for payment. So let's move on. So some of the reasons why you should actually think about cryptography being secured is the fact that one, or cryptocurrency in general being the way, is the fact that one is permissionless. So permissionless means that in this world, in the physical world, if you want to go for your money, your own money in the bank, you just don't get up at 12 a.m. and go to the bank for your money. It will be closed. Even with an ATM, you need to go to a certified or credible ATM and put your ATM card in it to withdraw the money. If there are no funds in that particular ATM, you cannot withdraw your funds. So your money is yours, but it is not controlled by you in the physical world, unless you go for all your money and bring it home. But in the digital world, there is no middleman. If I own a cryptocurrency, I own it. I am my own bank, and I can transfer, receive. I can pretty much do anything I want to do with my money and with my digital money or cryptocurrency. So I don't need the permission of the bank or any other account holding company to authorize my transactions. I don't need that. So that's one. Two, it is censorship resistant. So what that means is, because of the way the network is designed, it's virtually impossible for hackers or other attackers to shut it down. So with how cryptocurrency is, and I'll be moving to that in a bit. But let me explain this, and I'll move to why I say that it's virtually impossible. So with how cryptocurrency is, it is on a network of servers and computers, thousands upon thousands of them across the world. And those computers together or servers together, sorry, it's called a blockchain. I'll explain that later. With the way that the system is designed, it is virtually impossible to hack it, because it comes with a series of codes and series of programming, intense advanced level of programming that current money that we have, the cedi, the dollar, the pounds, they don't have that level of security. But we still trust it. You still trust a bank or a savings and loans company to keep your money, even with the level of security they have. How much more a system that has advanced level of security, more advanced than most of the technologies that are governing things that we trust in this world. So that's 2. 3, it is a cheap and fast way or method of payment. So basically, if you have if you want to send money, let's say that, yes, so with mobile, let's use mobile money, MTN mobile money, Vodafone Cash. No, Vodafone Cash I think now is free, but mobile money, PayPal, bank transfer, international bank transfer. Let's say you want to send money, and I'll be using money to do a lot of examples. It has no bearing on my financial status or anything. No, I just need it to show examples. So if I take out money and I'm using it as an instance, an example, please understand that I'm not trying to show off or trying to put anybody under pressure. I'm just teaching. So for example, let's say that you have this amount and you want to pay to a bank, maybe bank transfer outside of Ghana. Normally you pay either 10 to 15, 8% to sometimes 20% as fees. So we are going to do the explanation. So let's say you are paying 1,000 cedis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 1,000 cedis. For you to send this money to someone outside using bank transfer, international bank transfer, ACH, you might pay 10% or 15% or 20% or 8%. So after you have counted this money, you would need to add 1 extra of this as fees. So when you add extra of this as fees, the person receives this, but the bank receives this. This is fees. With the cryptocurrency, there are some cryptocurrencies that charges so low it is almost insignificant. Yes, there are some that also charge high, but because it is so decentralized and there are so many options you can choose from, you can choose the ones that charge low and the person also receives it at a very low price. So sending this same sending this same amount to somebody. So let's say now this is not physical money, but now this is cryptocurrency. If I'm sending this amount to a friend using a particular cryptocurrency or coin that have very low transaction fees, I will pay for this, but I will pay 1%, 0.5%, 0.005%. You would pay very low transaction fees, regardless of the amount that you are sending. So even if you are sending $5 million, you are likely to pay $100 or $50 for sending $5 million. Whereas with physical money, you would have paid way more. So that is it. That is one. So with this idea or with this knowledge, let's move to what Bitcoin is. So Bitcoin is one of the cryptocurrencies, but it happens to be the most popular and the longest sustaining cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin was invented by a man with a pseudonym. Let me break it down. A man that we don't know whether existed under that name or just using an alias or an AKA. But his screen name was Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi is Satoshi. Nakamoto is Nakamoto. So this Satoshi Nakamoto, presumably a Japanese, invented the Bitcoin in around 2008, but again, it got established. He wrote about it in 2008, a 9-page document, but it got released in 2009. And at the time that it got released through to 2013, it gained momentum. It was used as a peer-to-peer form of exchange. So if I have Bitcoin and I want to send you money, let's say this is my Bitcoin. Let's use this as Bitcoin. And I want to use this to send someone my Bitcoin. I just go take it and I send to you. It's peer-to-peer, just from my friend to my friend, from you to me. It was not institutionalized. It was not big. It was just among people, friends, developers. Just, yeah, cool. So from 2009 to 2013, thereabout, the price of one Bitcoin was around $13. So from $9 through to $13. So that was the price in 2013. And I'm talking about, this is basically 8 to 10 years ago, basically. So put that in your mind. We will come there later. So let's explain what Bitcoin is all about. So before I get into the investment part. So yes, basically Bitcoin, after its creation by Satoshi Nakamoto, it being used for peer-to-peer, it became more or less noticed by a lot of people. They're like, okay, maybe we can actually keep this. So they started looking into the advantages of it. And the advantages of it is what made it stand and what made it grow. And one of the advantages of the fact was the fact that it is decentralized. So the decentralization is what I explained earlier. Nobody controls your Bitcoin. Nobody controls your money. So when you have Bitcoin, you can send, you can receive, you can spend, you can buy, sell anything, any time of the day. Nobody stops you. You don't have to ask for permission. You don't have to write a check. You don't have to be sent. No, it is decentralized. It is not owned by the government. It is not owned by any state. Nobody owns it. So nobody can put censors and measures. It is not like that. And it was censorship resistant, as I explained. It's part of the decentralized. I explained with that. It is secured. The security, so this is this. A lot of people think because you cannot see it and because it is digital, it's not secured. Let me humbly announce and explain to you that there is no better way to secure your funds than digitally. The digital world is the world of total security. When it comes to security, when they want to do security, it is in the digital world that you can have that. The same way, if you want to have something leaked and something unsecure or insecure, you would have it in the digital world. So we have both ways. So when in the digital world, we want to create security, it is top notch. It is secured. The way it is secured is so complex, but I will try to explain one aspect of it in a layman's way. So on the I have to explain blockchain before I explain that one. So let me leave it. When we get to blockchain, then I'll connect it to the security. So let's just accept that it is secured. I'll explain why after we explain what the blockchain is. And it is borderless. That's why I explained it. You can send money to someone in China, anywhere in the world, as long as they have a Bitcoin wallet and they can accept it, and you have a Bitcoin wallet and you can send it to anywhere, anytime, any day. So in the digital world, they needed to create a way that they could have a replica of what is happening in the physical world in the digital world. So the same way gold is the highest store of value in the physical world. If you have gold, you have trade. In fact, money started as a backup to gold, that if you had gold and you went with a certain form of paper, it will show that this is the gold that you have. Now, with money now being taken off gold after in the 1980s, when I think it was President Reagan, I think so, I'm not sure on that, please check for me, but one of the US presidents took the US dollar off gold, and US dollar has been the champion of trade, international trade. So the US dollar now not being backed by gold essentially means that the US dollar is backed by belief in it. So the belief that the masses and the world has in the US dollar is what gives it value. But in of itself, it has no value because it's not backed by anything. So gold is a $9 to $10 trillion asset. The market cap of gold worldwide is from 9 to 10, I don't know whether it's increased, but they're about trillion, not billion, trillion. It takes 999 billion plus 1 to make 1 trillion. So $9 to $10 trillion market cap gold as an asset is what had, in terms of trade, the highest store of value in the world in terms of commerce. So if we are moving into the digital world, we need to have a digital gold so that people can also keep and gain value of their investment in that digital gold. That is where Bitcoin's direction switched to. So instead of being peer-to-peer, that I will send and buy and this, and it became money, it quickly switched to store of value, and people started holding it. So that holding is in cryptocurrency, we use hodling, HODLING. When it came from as a result of a presentation or someone was doing, I forgot the person's name, but it was a huge presentation, and when they were typing the holding it, they made a mistake and made it hodling, HODLING, and it became a term that if you are holding Bitcoin, you are hodling. So that hodling is keeping Bitcoin long term. So now you are keeping Bitcoin as investment on a long term basis. When you keep it on a long term basis, the value with which it rises in terms of percentage will affect your investment that you have put in. So if you have put in, I'm going back to the money, disclaimer, I'm not using this as pressure or as to put pressure on anybody. I'm using it purely for educational purposes. Okay, so if you have this amount, okay, so let's start from the beginning. So as I said, the percentage increase of the amount that you have invested in Bitcoin, when Bitcoin increases, that percentage affects the money that you invested in. So if you invested, let's say 1,000 cedis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the money you invested in Bitcoin, 1,000 cedis. So let me put that one down, 1,000 cedis. And Bitcoin went up by 50% within that year. Bitcoin moved up 50% in value. So let's say Bitcoin was $1, then it moved to $1.50. Now it has 50% more value, meaning that your 1,000 cedis will now have 50% more, and 50% of 1,000 is 500. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be added to your 1,000, and now you will have 1,005. You will have 1,005. So now let's count. So your 1,000 that you went in and invested at the end of the year, you go and you are counting your money, and it was 1,000 that you put in. You now go and you go to count, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow. Now you have 1,500 cedis instead of 1,000 that you put in. This is how investment in cryptocurrency, or particularly Bitcoin, is like. So to know this, then we need to find out how Bitcoin has increased. How much has Bitcoin increased? So it would shock you to know that Bitcoin has increased over the years. And I'm going to Google it so that you know that I did not make it up. So I'm going to Google Bitcoin's percentage increase from 2010. Okay. So Bitcoin has gained 8.9 million percent. 8.9 million percent. Oh, how do I put this? 8.9 million percent. Let me put it in perspective. If you bought one Bitcoin in 2010, okay, I want to put it in perspective. I'm trying to put it in perspective so that it makes sense. Let me see how I will put it. Okay. If you had bought one Bitcoin, you had invested $1 in Bitcoin. $1. Just one. Not $10. Not $100. $1, 5 cedis or 6 cedis now. At that time, 2010, the dollar was around. It was around that time that Kufuor did the redenomination. The dollar was around 1 cedi, 50 pesos, 2 cedis, 3 cedis, thereabouts. So if you are putting $1, not 1 million, not $10, not $100, $1 in Bitcoin, you had bought one Bitcoin, $1 in Bitcoin today, you would have $90,000. $90,000 in 10 years. If you had put $1 in Bitcoin in 2010 and you had kept it in your wallet, don't trade, don't sell it, just keep it, leave it, don't do anything, leave it, you would have $90,000. Let's bring that to cedis. If you had put 5-6 cedis in Bitcoin, you have $90,000. Let's bring the $90,000 in cedis. $90,000 in cedis. Let's calculate together. It is 517,781 Ghana cedis. 517,789 Ghana cedis. That is 5,177,890,000 old Ghana cedis. Over 5.1 billion old Ghana cedis. 517,789 Ghana cedis. That money can build or can buy 2-3 houses in Kumasi and some outskirts. It can buy a house in Accra. That money can change your life if you had invested $1 in 2010. I want us to do something now. Anybody that and let me chip this in. Somebody might be saying that, oh, we've lost out. Oh, it's over. It is done. We won't get it. No, it is not done. Just like how Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Steve Wozniak, Warren Buffett, just like how they beefed up and raised the internet game. They are billionaires now, but there are others that came later that are also making it. What's his name? Mark Zuckerberg, the Google founders, Twitter, all these people came way later. The founder of WhatsApp, they came way later, decades later. But they are making it now. So there, you are not late. If you would listen to me, if you would do your own research, if you would learn and do your own research, you will realize that you are not late at all. In fact, you are early. With that being said, yes, let me move forward. So with that being said, let's look at how Bitcoin has done these past few months or year, the last year. Bitcoin, we are in February, 26th February. So let me check the Bitcoin price last year. 26th February, Bitcoin price 2020. Okay, so Bitcoin price, around February last year. Okay, let me open it. Hold on. Okay. Bitcoin price around February 2020 was around 10,500. In fact, in March, it came down to 6,000. Yes, in last year, March, one Bitcoin was around $6,000. $6,000. Today, we finished the year 2020, entering into 2021, January, first week of January. Into the second week of January, one Bitcoin was over $40,000. Today, from last 2 weeks through to this week, we were able to get to $50,000 and exceeded it to $58,000. But now it is correcting itself. It is something I will teach some other time. And it's now back to around 46, 47,000. So if you had invested in Bitcoin last year, and you had bought any amount, and that's one thing, you can buy any amount of Bitcoin. You don't have to buy one Bitcoin, which is now over $45,000. No, you can buy $100, $200, 500 cedis, 100 cedis, 50 cedis. You can buy. If you had bought one Bitcoin, which was around $6,000, that's like around 35,000 cedis. Today, you would have over 300,000 cedis. Yeah, you heard me. Close to 200 to 300,000 cedis. If you had bought one Bitcoin, which was around 35,000 cedis, and you had kept it, today you would have around 200. In fact, let me take it to dollars. If you had bought $6,000 today, you will have $45,000 to $50,000. On that note, we will end this part one. In the part two, I will explain what other coins are, the other major coins, what they are, why I will talk about blockchain, what blockchain is, why cryptocurrency is the future, why you should invest in Bitcoin, and I will start giving live practical ways that trading and investment works. Live practical ways. So anybody that wants to invest in Bitcoin, so what I do is I trade for people. We have a pool of funds that we trade, and we trade the funds and we share the profits amongst ourselves. If anybody wants to join my pool, if anybody wants for me to trade for them so that they receive their profits and I get my commission, if anybody wants to invest themselves so that they will invest, they would do it themselves and put the money in their own account, I'm ready to teach you how to invest yourself, and I'm also ready to trade for you to make money and for me to also make money. We are making money together. This year, we are changing 1,000 cedis to 10,000 cedis. We are changing 1,000 cedis investment to 10,000 cedis investment. And if you follow me across this teaching and this educational series, I assure you, you would end this and you invest either yourself. You can do it yourself. You don't have to give me your money, or you can join my pool and we trade together. I assure you, we would make more money than you invested. Thank you for joining me. The part 2, I'll communicate the date and time to you like how I did this one, so that you can join. Share this video with your friends, share it with your family, post it on your page. Let people know that there are easier ways to make money now. Easier ways to make money, and your money can actually work for you. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon in the next episode. Bye.